It's just that for a video about a topic so serious, she delves into personal examples and things that sound so childish. She blames men for being horny. Lo and behold, guys that don't get a lot of attention are gonna horny and they're just gonna. I'm not excusing it, but I'm also telling you that it's not some grave error or like terrible trauma if somebody's horny to you. Like, it's not false equivalency to like being assaulted. It's just something you didn't like to hear, just in general. It just feels like everything that they're talking about is reintroducing the concept of like female hysteria and you're lonely because you're aiming too high. It seems to be like they take every criticism that we levy against them and they just uno card reverse it. So if you really want to know what you think, you just analyze their arguments and you see what their insecurities are. Like, but unlike them, I'm not claiming moral superiority. Lastly, I would like to say she makes the point that there's a lot of autistic women that would love to date autistic men, and truth be told, following multiple autistic women, they always make some kind of like, because I'm a woman argument that they deserve neurotypical boyfriends who can handle them because they, despite being neurodivergent themselves, don't feel like taking care of another neurodivergent person. But that's what's funny. It's completely fine to just unload that, front load that on some random neurotypical guy. Basically, what I meant by that was the fact that, like, autistic women on the internet, they complain that like they shouldn't have to deal with autistic men. That's why they need neurotypical men because the workload, blah blah blah. But you'll never see like autistic men saying that they only need like non-autistic women or etc etc. It's just funny, you know what I mean? Through everything, you're supposed to like carry the woman through, which is probably why men always feel immense pressure to never fail. And we'll never address that as long as we keep just babying people. But that's the thing that's hard because there's almost no critique to be made of women that won't just automatically be interpreted as one way or the other, which is usually just what? Incel adjacent. It's just your fucking joke. I mean, I was so used to you just talking about gay topics, and it's like we can face extinction, and women will continue to like make little clips and shorts like that. They'll never have to change. It's never them. It's not how demanding they are. It's not how cold they are that they'll blow up any relationship just on a heart's whim. So, lastly, I'll say that she says that women don't owe you reproduction and all that. Well, then, don't be surprised when society becomes a lot more intolerant and just withdrawn. We're basically going to end up like children of men, and people are basically fine with that. It's just, I don't get how you think that the continuing struggle is to just fucking nag people and then have them magically be like, oh, I see the error of my ways. I will now become a progressive leftist. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? You're literally barking up the wrong tree and cutting down the wrong tree. I thought that when you didn't vote for Kamala, and you could call me Kamala, racist, blue MAGA, but at the same time, if you eliminate your political wing, IRL, and you're not doing movement action like the 70s IRL, then what are you really good for other than just critiquing each other? And like you're gonna incur the worst. So you know how you get to legislation that's like transphobic and dead naming? Is that you literally just do this. So yeah, keep doing this. It's fine. Yeah, keep going. That's cool. Oh my god, bro, fucking Cat Black is a joke. The minute it became a publicly held opinion and people kept reposting it online, I know that she was gonna make some slop garbage fucking video where she alleges that because of the Epstein emails that he made 4chan, he made it, so that means I get to label all of the right as conveniently brainwashed, and that has nothing to do with my side, the left. And honestly, it's so stupid because she was like, I believe in a solution, but I don't believe women should be part of that solution. Fucking society is 50-50. You're basically just washing their hands again. And in general, I don't like this argument just because it's very lazy. Oh, what? How convenient our political enemies were brainwashed, and we're not somehow. You know, and we also had nothing to do with the polarization of the average person. It's not us at all, right?
Hey guys, it's Kat, and today.
Okay, and then not to mention this. Oh my God, this was the nail in the coffin. More than she knows, this was the fucking nail in the coffin. How are you gonna disagree with Dr. K, and your only supporting argument is that, oh, I know women because I work at some gay fucking LA homeless shelter. He is a fucking doctor, the same doctor that you guys rely on. That, you know, on the left, we got lucky that we kind of co-opted academia, so then we turned everything that didn't agree with us into not academic or ahistorical. Basically, like the Holocaust denial thing, we used on them, but instead it's for gay people. You know what I mean? That's the hill that Jordan Peterson died on, metaphorically speaking, that is, sign of the cross. But how are you disagreeing with Dr. K and you know more just because you're gay and you work at a shelter? What the fuck? So, Jesus, I don't understand why you give the biggest ass and the fattest tits and it'll be like a non binary person or a Muslim woman. What's up with that? Why is the girl bicycle seat bigger than the guy? And we have balls. What's up with that? Would dinosaurs taste better than chicken? These are all mysteries I ponder, Jesus. My biggest thing with Cat Black, with all of this, is that we're witnessing their decline. The zenith of their stuff, and I'm not kidding you, had to have been the late 2010s. By the pandemic onward, more than they know, this stuff is on a decline. And it's not like it matters. They still get the views, they get enough to keep the lights on. I still see them have thousands of people. So no, I'm not trying to demoralize them because I hate what content they make and I want them to stop. They can honestly keep making it for all I care. I'm just telling you that amongst the people I know, in my little ecosystem, I see general indifference. I see general indifference to all their stuff, and I can only put words that eventually, after a while, this shit does get old. Eventually, I stop caring about women and, in general, clubbing and entertainment altogether if I'm priced out of it. And even when I'm not priced out of it, when I go, that I'm only there to be laughed at and this and that, and then prodded by people that watch content like this, either on TikTok short form version or just these longer YouTube videos of people like Cat Black just giving her one sided, one track opinion where all she does is reaffirm people's biases, and basically the left has become the new ruling party of American opinions, in a sense, amongst the youth. And you would figure that enduring all the hardships that we have would make us sympathetic to what it's like to be the underdog, or maybe a little less controlling, since we, for the longest time, at the turn of the new millennium till now, labeled ourselves as like the rebels, the different. You know, it was like gender bending rock and roll, Kurt Cobain in a dress kind of stuff. And then eventually it just got old. I mean, you can only shock for so long until shock incorporates itself into just everyday life. And I think that's where we're at. Like, Cat Black can say all this stuff where she just lambasts men and she says, well, I'm polyamorous and I have a few partners, so I don't know what you're complaining about. Which is what most people do. And that's honestly why I said in one of my shorts is that these kind of people, these immature, like, emotionally stunted people, they just need to Uno reverse card because they need an enemy. Because other than that, what they're preaching is this kind of middle ground, consume your slop, this and that, and they only want it when it convenes them, and they don't when it turns into general indifference. And there's a reason why there's an indifference to gay stuff and topics, is because it became such a radioactive topic to touch that you're either going to default to not talking about it or just like blatant homophobia, unless you're gay or a girl. And like, nobody outside the gay girl sphere of influence is gonna want to like explore topics further unless they're gay. So now what you're banking on is just people being gay. And there's a lot of people that aren't gay in America, lo and behold. I'm not making any kind of like moral judgment. I'm not trying to do with statistics. This is what my manipulated information shows, that all my enemies eat shit and I do not. I'm not doing that. I just, if I can say in a video that I am tired, that's, I don't know if I'm trying to do Lawrence Fishburne. Somebody please get this man some rum. No, but what I mean is just, I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of this. And it's even as somebody who's a lefty. Like, I haven't reneged on my views. I just don't care to, like, repost these reposts. I don't care to do any of this stuff. And I don't care to stoke the egos of women. Like, I just, as much as I love women, I just feel like they could care less about how what they post and the stuff they say affects people like me. And the only thing they have to say is, well, if the boot fits, what are you, a racist, ableist, like frickin' rapist, mega rapist, 9,000, chaser 4,000, and then every other bad word they can conjure up. It's just, I don't know, it kind of feels like a weird slap on the pee-pee for like being sympathetic towards gay people and women, to just have them act so annoying, you know. What are you gonna do? They're gonna, I leave them be. I don't really like. There's no revenge, and revenge is itself stupid as a quest. Like, there's this novela that's out right now called My Secret Identity, Mi Identidad Oculta, whatever. And like, I haven't finished watching it, so don't spoil it for me. But I really hope that they show this woman what's it like to like, I'm not trying to victim blame or anything, but part of the hardship of life, and even when you have bullies in your life, like, guys learn it, women take a little longer. Like, this victim shit you can only do for so long, and then you have to be responsible for your own life. Like, eventually you will have to move on. And I say that to myself, that's hard, you know? But you just gotta. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Lament over the past? You can't change it. The only thing you can do is try to keep your emotions in check. Don't bury them. At least try to fight the battles, say the things before you go to bed, so you don't stay up at night thinking about what you could have done differently. But understand that sometimes you might overestimate what you can do, and then there's other times where it might be underestimated. So in any case, you just gotta try to just do whatever, you know. And I'm not saying be impulsive, I'm just saying at least try to maintain your emotions, your heart, and your mind. Because if you don't, either one will just take over. And like, your soul, your essence, your being, your presence in this world is ruled by both. You know, I hate to sound like a horoscope person, but yeah, you gotta watch both. Anyway, so that's not a good tangent to end on. What does that have to do with Cat Blaque? I just, oh man, like, this video is really like the nail in the coffin, I guess. I watch her on occasion, you know, sometimes I let it play while I drive, if I'm alone, you know, because it beats listening to the radio sometimes. Sometimes I don't want just music, and then other times I just do complete silence. But it just lost the luster for me, like, to see her double down on such a brutal topic and act like she knows when she's just, I don't know, it's just some California party girl, polyamorous chick who feels like she can weigh in on such heavy topics from California of all places. And I'm not saying that it makes it easier, but Jesus, for how populous California is or New York is, like, those people's opinions are going to be very different from like somebody in Idaho or Ohio or Nebraska or like upstate Vermont. You know, I'm just spitballing here, but I don't know. I don't wish any hate towards any of these creators. If you ever hear me critique anybody, that is not a green light for you to harass them on my behalf or take what you learn from this video and then like harass them. Don't. If anything, they would love that. That drives up their engagement. All I can tell you is like try not to watch. Don't be like me and hate watch stuff. I do it just because every now and then I want to like form a critique, but like I don't want these critiques to be like gospel. This is just shit as entertainment. You should, again, I remind you, you shouldn't be watching like 3 of these back to back. Like go outside, motherfucker. Even if it's like an industrial gray sky fucking cesspit, at least walk around the block for like once or twice and then go back to your safety of your little hidey hole. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep that silence.